everyone, this is Faye Renee. Welcome back to Reviews with Faye Renee. It's already May, we're deep into the pandemic. I hope we can get out of it soon. I doubt that with the way this country is being run. I just ask that everyone be safe, do smart things, and stay safe. Well, finally today, I got around to doing the review of Lifetime's biopic of the Clark sisters. So we're gonna go to church today. If you've never subscribed to my channel, I would love to have your subscription. Just hit the red subscribe button below, red like my shoes. Hit it once, check the little bell once, and you'll be notified whenever I drop the next crazy, super unconventional, fun video. So y'all, let's go to church with the Clark sisters. Here we go. Okay, so the Clark sisters, it was directed by Christine Swanson. Check this out. It was produced by Queenlatifah and Holly Davis Carter. And if you didn't know, the Clark sisters are the famous gospel group. They came out of Detroit in 1966, and they haven't stopped since. The Clark sisters consist of Jackie, Denise, or Niecy, Bernita, Twinkie, Dorinda, and Karen. The Clark sisters were created by their powerful and dynamic mother, Dr. Mattie Moss Clark. She was a gospel musician and a choral director, and she was portrayed vividly to a T by the great actress Anjani Ellis. So if you didn't know, the Clark sisters are credited with bringing gospel music into the mainstream of the world. In fact, they're known as the pioneers of gospel music. They've won 2 Grammys and had 7 nominations. And to date, they are the highest selling female gospel group in history. So the opening scene of the Clark sisters set the precedent of the entire film for me. It was very meaningful. There's a scene where the Clark sisters are very young girls, look like 8, 10, like that. And the mom, Dr. Mattie Moss, gets them up before dawn and scurries them downstairs with sleep still in their eyes because she wants them to work on a new song. And mind you, these are little kids, I know. And they practice this new song. And then the day goes on as normal. That was very powerful and meaningful in the movie and to me. The actors that portrayed the Clark sisters as adults, let's just say off the bat, their singing is above par. It is marvelous. I read that the producers and the directors smartly thought they need to sing better than they need to look or favor the actual sisters, and I agree, because you have to sing to be the Clark sisters. Nothing else matters, really. And all of them had magnificent voices. There was Kiera Sherritt portraying Karen Clark, Raven Goodwin as Denise Clark, better known as Niecy. Sheila Fraser portrayed Dorinda Clark. Angela Burchett was Jackie Clark. And Christina Bell was Bernita, better known as Twinkie Clark. I'm telling you, dynamic talent all the way around. Even so, and having said that about all the talent, my first reaction to this movie was one of unease, because I was very uncomfortable with the front of the super religious family out there in the world, this dynamic young singing group led by the mother and the father too. He was a pastor. But at home, there was a lot of brutality going on, mostly stemming from the dad behind closed doors. And the girls all witnessed this as the father, Pastor Elbert Clarks, portrayed by the actor Demore Barnes, who was unbelievably cruel, using the Bible and the church as a front for his misogynistic, brutal ways. Thank God eventually Miss Mattie did divorce him. But honestly, it seemed the mental damage had already been done. Strangely enough, I found Dr. Mattie Moss, the mother, to be almost as cruel as the dad in a different sort of way. Because she was strong, she was stalwart in her biblical beliefs for sure, and tried her best to live in the so-called ways of the saints in the Bible. Yet in her own way, she used that Bible, same as her husband did, to inflict her personal strict ideologies on her children. So y'all, you know what? I had a couple of friends ask me what I thought about the movie before I get to this next statement. And I know they are, as we say, big up in the church, and I love them all. You know, we don't have to be the same to be friends, not in my life. And they were curious about what I thought, because they know I shoot straight from the hip. Don't mean I'm right, but I shoot from the hip as I see it. So I'll tell you this, I found the character, I don't know if this was true in real life, but the character in the Lifetime movie of Dr. Maddie Moss, I found her to be nothing more than a female Joe Jackson hiding behind a Bible. Same as Joe Jackson hid behind the witness. Hello? Yeah, this story is a bit more painful because these were beautiful, young, and talented young women. And for all of their lives, even now, they have remained true to their calling of singing the gospel, as being the great gospel singers they are. So, you know, this movie will really make you think about things in life. For instance, what a parent chooses to teach their child, usually, is binding and everlasting, whether it's right or wrong. You've heard tell that people love their father who happened to be a rapist, a child molester. They hated the rape. They hated that part of him, but they loved the father. So it's vis-a-vis Maddie Moss. I see it the same way. They loved Maddie. They loved singing, but her rule of thumb was ridiculous. So in that vein of abusive homes, I found the Clark sisters to be a very familiar tale. It just played out on a much larger scale because they were the Clark sisters. And I believe both parents ignorantly are guilty of abusing the home and the girls mentally. And what got me was Dr. Maddie Moss, she seemed very comfortable in the film with her ways, her teachings, her strict rule, you know, her way or the highway. I believe that behavior, that doctrine that Miss Maddie Moss was living by, impressed upon her daughters, from crib to cradle, it seems, that right there, that doctrine is what caused the disjoint, I believe, also between the sisters. Whether Niecy or Twinkie had a baby out of wedlock by a preacher and all the other gossip I read, that's all crap. All those girls were of the world. Just because you're in church, you are not an angel, okay? You're a person. But the way they lambasted one another, if they broke the rules that the mom set up, it was ridiculous. And they had picked up, like, abusers make abusers. They had picked up that same thing. Like, I don't even know if they're close now. As far as I know, Niecy is still on her own, independent. And I've read some tales where she went to see one of the sisters in the hospital and they wouldn't let her in. I mean, come on. So we don't know what's going on. We just look at them and we love them and we want them to be together. I know sometimes people can really tick you off and it's beyond reparations. But if it's based on the stuff they saw in the movie, I think they should be able to get back together. Okay, so final thoughts. For Lifetime's production of the Clark Sisters Biopic, I found it very interesting, very entertaining, and very intriguing. Also very disturbing. But all of that made for a good film. The kind of film that makes you think about things you're uncomfortable with. Hey, you guys, go out on a limb here and say, I hope that all communities of church and unlike folk, you know, the people that don't go to church or they don't believe or whatever, they're not church people. I think they all should take a look at this movie with an empathic eye. And they might learn a thing or two. I give Lifetime Clark Sisters a 4 out of 5. Please be safe and stay home if you can. And God bless all the first responders, medical, fire, teachers, clerks at the drugstore, people at the gas station, people that just gotta work and they're out there every day. Don't make those people sick. Stay in the house unless you have to go out. And then mask up for their sake, if not for yourself. Everyone have a great day. Again, happy Mother's Day. This is Faye Renee. That's it, that's all. Let's go to church.